Geely is a disruptor. With the Coolray and the Okavango, they really shook up the crossover and MPV classes. Now they've got something new. Will they shake up the subcompact sedan class with this? This is the M Grand. It's not an MPV and it's not a crossover, it's a four-door passenger car. We haven't seen this from Geely in the Philippine market for, I don't know, 10 years maybe? Not since the Panda. But make no mistake about it, there are more firsts in this car from Geely other than the body style. Geely seems to be going for something more premium with the M Grand. I mean, looking at the details with the front, with the creases, the lines, the silhouette, they're going for something more premium for a B-segment fighter. And make no mistake about it, this is a B-segment car just like City, Almera, and Vios. But instead of going for something more wedge-shaped, more sporty, Geely was going for something more premium, and that's something you don't expect in a B-segment car. From the front, the M Grand looks bigger than it actually is, and actually that's always a good thing for any small car. But there are some nice details here. For example, the bumper, very interesting, as are these LED projector headlamps. In the lower grade models, it can have the halogen headlamps, but what's really striking about the M Grand is the new grille. It's not an expanding Cosmos grille, it's not a cosmic recall grille. They're calling this the Energy Pulse Vertical Grille. Well, that's certainly in keeping with Geely's galactic theme when it comes to the grille. But what's really striking here is this very sweet shade of metallic proud teal. You just don't see that in a lot of cars, no matter what the price point. And from that angle, you can see the three-box design form factor of the M Grand. Box 1 is your engine bay, box 2 is your passenger compartment, box 3 is your trunk. A, B, and C pillars right there, normal, except for this little quarter glass here. It's a nice touch, something you don't often see in a B segment car. There's even a little Hofmeister-ish kind of kink there, very, very Euro. Here's where the Euro appeal of the M Grand comes in. I mean, with the character line, the wheels, the overall impression it gives, it seems more European, sometimes even Swedish. Wait, they also own Volvo cars, right? This is where it gets a bit Knight Rider. Now, my name ain't Michael, but I think that looks pretty slick. Now, when it comes to numbers, you have to keep in mind three very important ones: 5, 50, and 500. 5 passengers can fit inside. The fuel tank is a very big 50 liters, and the trunk is a very large 500 liters. And if you need more space, those rear seats fold down 60/40 style, so if you buy a lot of flat pack furniture from IKEA, it can go right in there. Huh, IKEA, that's Swedish too. There are two things that immediately get you with the interior of the M Grand, and that's of course the color combination. In the other versions of this vehicle, it's predominantly black, but in this one, it's white and blue. This is the premium version, so you get the blue on top, the white here, the white leather, and of course the black accents and silver accents all around. I don't remember any other vehicle in this class that has this kind of color combination and impression from the inside. The second thing that gets you is that the interior just looks so neatly integrated and very upscale. For instance, this screen is now one of the widest in the class, and it looks even wider with the way they designed this housing, which neatly integrates with the dashboard. Your instrument cluster is actually a screen, a digital screen, with a rather neat turbine-like display for the RPM as well as for your ground speed. The steering wheel is a neat D-cut shape with a flat bottom. It has audio controls on the right and cruise control on the left. That is not normal in the category. Normally, you don't have cruise control in this price point. Here in the middle, your AC controls, again, neatly integrated into the dashboard along with the ignition button. There's a tray here for your phone or your wallet, but you can also put your phone right there. It's pretty neat. Charging ports over there. Your drive controls are right here. It's PRND, and then your manual mode is to the left, which is good for this kind of seating position. You push to shift up, pull to shift down. But another thing really unexpected here is the electronic parking brake along with an auto brake hold function, which is going to be really nifty in traffic. But if you're going on a long drive, what you will really like is when you look up. Hey, hello, sunroof. It's not a very common feature. Actually, none of the other competitor models have this in the class. If safety is important to you, and it should be, then this M Grand, well, it gets 6 airbags, anti-lock brakes, traction control, stability control, a rear view camera, rear parking sensors, and one very surprising feature, TPMS, so tire pressure monitoring. You don't get that in this category, and this one even has tire temperature monitoring. So even all variants of the M Grand come with that feature. Yes, even the one with the steel wheels. I mean, nobody does that, which is actually very, very cool. All of the features and the dimensions of the M Grand you will find in the brochure, but what the brochure will not tell you is the effect that those dimensions have on rear seat space. At over 4.6 meters, this is now one of the longest, if not the outright longest, in the B segment class. But with a wheelbase of 2.65 meters, it has the longest wheelbase in the class outright, and it gives Geely the ability to move the rear seats back to give you more comfort and more space for long drives. This is where it gets really interesting for the Geely M Grand, the engine bay. This still has a 1.5 liter engine, but it's totally different from the 1.5 liter in the Coolray, Azkara, and Okavango. In those models, it's a 1.53 cylinder turbo. This is a 4-cylinder non-turbo. Now, that means we can't expect the same kind of power figures and torque out of this model, because this one has 102 horsepower and 142 Newton meters of torque from a naturally aspirated 4. But what we can expect here is that it's going to be much smoother, because if we do our normal test when it comes to the engine vibration, you see a lot of vibrations there. That is the advantage of a 4-cylinder engine. It's a lot more balanced compared to a 3-cylinder. There are 2 transmission options with the Geely M Grand. In the base model, you can have it with the 5-speed manual. In this version, and all other versions actually, it's going to be a CVT front-wheel drive. But don't worry, if you're the type that likes to do your shifting yourself, this one can simulate an 8-speed Tiptronic. All you have to do is use the gear stick inside. Geely Philippines will offer 3 variants of the M Grand model range. The base one is the M Grand S, but they're not launching that yet. They will launch that at a later time. The mid-range model will be the M Grand Comfort. That one will retail for 798,000 pesos. This one is the M Grand Premium, but let's not give you the price yet. I'll give you multiple choice. Based on what you've seen, do you think they're gonna sell this for around 1 million? Or around 1.1 million? Make your choice now. Done? Okay, the correct answer is neither. This one is going to retail for 908,000 pesos, nowhere near 7 digits. So when this comes to market, it's going to be a very interesting comparison to a lot of its competitors in the subcompact sedan segment. And we expect great things out of the M Grand, considering how Geely has really excelled in every class they've competed in thus far, this one being their first 4-door. This is Vince of Auto Industria. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, tap that like button. If you don't like this video, tap that dislike button twice for me. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.